Forehead, Dickhead, Future, Peter, RJ.
10.
Am I missing anybody else?
Ming, Fanny, Julian, Kevin, Cookie, Future, Peter, Forehead, Lovemore.
Well,
Dickhead.
this looks like a very fitting place to shoot somebody in ocean dump there, Ming.
Well, you deserve to get fucking
Don't
shot.
you think?
You deserve to get
I
shot.
can't do this right now.
Here we go.
I actually can't.
What's up, Dickhead?
All is good. All is not good in the neighborhood.
What's going on?
Well, we're about to get to the next topic, which is what Dickhead's yelling about.
I beat up and robbed Voidwalker for no goddamn reason.
We went through that part.
Wait, we already did that?
Yeah.
We talked
Yeah,
about that.
Okay.
Oh, what part are we on now?
Kaneshiro, right?
Well, yeah, Kaneshiro.
What the fuck is a can of Shiro? Like a
That's
can
the
of
people
cereal?
that
JJ, Ivan,
yeah.
Mary group. Mirror Park.
the people we
Leslie's.
were holding up in the pawn shop yesterday who have been trying to do business with us. That group, the 27 random people that we don't know.
Damn, AK, you should have seen it. I did some hard shit. We tried to hold those motherfuckers up, and then I stole their own car, and then I locked them all in the pawn shop.
And then when the cops came, you said, "Help! I'm getting shot. They shot me." Don't
Yeah.
forget that part, dickhead.
Here, I'm the one that
That
called
was
the cops,
pretty hard,
bitch.
man. Yeah. Does nobody else see that as a problem?
I don't really know what happened. I didn't even know it was them, to be honest. I was just
I
sitting in the
honestly
car.
don't see it as a problem at all.
Calling the cops in the middle of a shootout.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect
And
Forehead
holding
to
somebody
see
up
that as a
outside.
problem.
I mean, you would know about shootouts, right?
Yeah, I would know about shootouts, and he fucking deserves it. How you gonna sit there
Hey,
having an
hey,
argument
hey,
for
hey,
2
hey,
hours?
hey, hey, hey.
How you gonna sit? No,
Hey,
shut
hey,
the fuck
hey,
up.
nah, you
How
watch
you
your
gonna
mouth.
sit there
You don't
for
tell
2
my
hours?
brother to shut the fuck
How
up.
you gonna
Shut
sit
the
there
fuck
for
up.
2 hours? And
No,
then next thing you know, you're gonna
no,
go
you
up
don't
to
say
Jaeger
shit
and
like he
talk shit
deserves
about
it,
it.
bitch.
He does
Watch
deserve
out who
that
the
shit.
fuck you're speaking about.
I didn't
Shut the
talk no
fuck up,
shit. What
bitch.
are you talking
Yo,
about?
bitch ass up.
Oh,
That's what I'm
no.
talking
Like,
about.
no, but like you guys need to learn how to communicate. Like, what the fuck is this? Or you guys like Tam?
That's the problem.
Well, you don't know
Like,
what
for
happened.
real.
That's the problem.
No, it doesn't matter what happened. Even if you send a nuke on Ming house, you guys need to be able to talk about it. Like, you guys are acting like 9-year-olds. So, fucking voice your concerns and do it in a fucking structured way, or don't talk about it at all.
Hold
and then
on.
fucking bury that shit deep.
Who said anybody talk shit about Jaeger about you?
Well, you went up there right after we had like a 2-hour-long argument.
Yeah, I didn't say shit. Forehead didn't say shit. We just said the problem. Goddamn fucking assuming motherfuckers out here. You don't even know what was said.
How you gonna have an argument for 2 hours in the car, talk about it? You even went against Forehead in the car, started bringing up different situations. And then you're gonna go up to Jaeger and say you're, and then
That was something that was discussed 2 days ago. That was something
the thing what I'm
discussed 2
talking
days
about.
ago.
How are we supposed to talk about shit when I'm talking and you interrupt me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, Ming right.
So how are we gonna have an argument, talk about shit, and the next thing you know, you go up to Jaeger, call Fanny on the phone, and have the tone where you're gonna say, "I'm gonna run the money for free."
Please use any other word than tone.
All right, what do you want me to use?
Demeanor.
Tension?
All right, demeanor.
Perception?
How you gonna have like a mocking voice and say you're gonna run shit for free?
Well, I pretty much explained it on the phone. I said, look, I'm gonna run shit for Jaeger. Jaeger was a big part of what happened a couple years ago. He's always had my back. He let me do this, let me do that. He gave Forehead a gun. He did all this. He scratched our back. We should fucking have his back. She said, okay, that's fine. I said, oh, okay. And then she said, make sure to collect the 15%.
So,
Okay, I think we should.
Okay, real
since
question
AK's
is,
here,
how
we
the fuck
should-
you gonna hold down an entire job and
No,
not let any
nobody wants-
motherfuckers
nobody
do
wants
it?
to do that.
I don't understand why you keep
Nobody's
thinking
trying
this
to
in your
do
head.
that. Yeah, nobody is trying to run
I
the whole
don't-
shit.
I don't-
We should not let anybody grow weed and just shoot everybody
we-
who doing that shit.
let's
one's
start from the
doing-
start then. So
Okay,
so
yes, can
so
we
your
please just tell AK
your
the
money
story?
your money running is operation.
no,
What's
no,
the
no.
idea behind that?
I'm gonna okay. You can interrupt me at any point, okay? Forehead and Dickhead, I'm just gonna tell the story of the whole thing, okay? So just so that AK has some context.
I'm not going to interrupt. I'm just going to listen.
Okay, so the whole idea with the money running thing, nobody is trying to monopolize the whole fucking thing. Like, I'm not the fucking Drew guy posted up at the motel. Nobody's trying to monopolize it. We're just trying to maximize our clientele, which should be the case for any business, right? I'm trying to maximize my clientele, and for any person that we see doing the money runs, first of all, we haven't even robbed anyone yet. We haven't done shit. It's all been CG. They've been robbing people during NA, and the people that they've been robbing have been coming to us to clean money for them because we're not getting robbed by them. That's it. We're just trying to get more clientele, and anyone we see who's running it, who we're not friends with, who is not one of our own, we're gonna rob them. That's the idea. We haven't even robbed anyone yet. And so, okay, so there's the context for our idea. What happened yesterday was Forehead.
So just real quick. So you're running your money running, and you're putting fear into other people, and therefore forcing them into using your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
Because think about it like this, right? When one person gets robbed,
no,
in the
I think
city,
that makes sense.
the
It's-
word gets
you're allowed
around,
to say
and
that.
it you know what I mean?
He's allowed to
If
say
one
that.
big
I mean,
person gets robbed in the city, everybody fucking hears.
I mean,
about
not NA, but
that part makes
during
sense. So that is just
Storm,
wanted to
yeah.
Yes,
So I
but
understand.
we're
No,
not
no.
trying to control
Yeah, but
everything.
keep
Like-
going. Explain the rest.
Okay, the argument started when we were in the car. This was actually a pretty normal conversation. Forehead has people Forehead has people selling his
Well,
weed.
I'm going to interrupt you because the argument started 2 days before this when me and Ming had a
Okay,
conversation.
you explain that. You explain that because I wasn't there.
Well, Ming tells me his idea. I like his idea. I'm not against his idea. But I'm like, how far is this idea going to go? How many people are you going to rob? So I bring up some people that are close to me. Future, Jaeger. Are you going to rob these fucking people? He's like, yeah. So I have to sit there with Ming and argue about why we shouldn't be robbing people that I value and I have a connection with that is worth more than fucking 15K robbery one time. It's not worth to... you see what I'm saying? Like, I have to sit there and... that
so
robbed me the
then-
wrong way that me and Ming couldn't have enough respect for me to tell him, listen, this is my guy, don't fucking rob him. And I have to sit there and argue about something like that. It made no sense to me.
Okay, but
I mean,
that-
what just like what? Why is it that you feel like you couldn't exclude those people?
I mean, I told him I wouldn't rob Future after. I said I'll take him off it. And the reason I said I'd rob Future before is because he wasn't part of our group.
Okay.
The Jaeger
And
thing,
the
I
Jaeger
told him
thing
after.
you said, yeah.
I told him after Jaeger,
Right,
I will
no.
not rob Jaeger, but I will rob his people because he has 25 people living up in Polito. How am I supposed to fucking
Right,
avoid
but-
any of those people?
We had to have an argument for you to be convinced of rob Jaeger. Like a whole argument. Like I don't even understand that's an argument.
Okay, but then when we had the argument, you go straight up to Jaeger.
Okay, wait, AK doesn't know about the argument yet. Let me explain it. Let me explain it first. Okay, so the whole conversation started because Forehead has people selling weed for him or selling weed for us on our turf. And what we decided is that the weed sellers should be going through us to clean their money for them. So pretty much we're making money off of them from them buying our weed as the first part. And we're making money off of them again when we clean their money. That's like a second portion. So both these portions should be money that we're making. Forehead was trying to ask to see if I could give them a discount for the money cleaning. And I told him, as of right now, no discounts, pretty much. And then the argument started because Ming said that if we do catch the weed sellers running money, we will rob them because they're not going through the proper channels. And then that's where Forehead disagreed and said, no, you can't be robbing our workers. And then that argument then led into Jaeger and Future. And then the conclusion was that Ming said, okay, we will not rob Future or Jaeger, but the weed sellers are still going to be robbed because they should be going through us for the money cleaning. If they're running the money themselves, they're taking away from our group's income, and we really need money right now for the fucking house.
Okay.
And then after that conversation, which took like, I don't know, a fucking hour, we sort of separated. Me and Ming went to go do Mosley's, and then Forehead and Dickhead, I'm assuming, went to Jaeger, spoke with him. I'm not sure about what, but the conclusion was Dickhead calling me and being like, "Hey, I'm gonna run Jaeger's money. I'm gonna do Jaeger's money cleaning," which I didn't mind because Jaeger doesn't like me and Ming for robbing one of his people before. But I told Dickhead to get 15% so that our group still makes the money from him because I have a client called Bjorn who works with Jaeger, and I've cleaned 150K for him already. So Dickhead said, no, I'm gonna do his shit for free. Dickhead didn't tell me on the phone that he was actually not doing it for free and actually getting 2 mags out of it.
But I said that in the car. We made an argument. I told you guys I'm getting 2 mags from Jaeger.
Yeah, I heard that, but I didn't. Am I supposed to make that connection when Dickhead's calling me, being like, "Fuck you"? No.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying it was said.
Yeah, I know, but I'm paraphrasing. I would not be able to make that connection when Dickhead's calling me with the demeanor and the attitude that he had, saying, "I don't care. I'm running his shit for free."
Okay.
And then situation
okay,
escalated after that. This is the last thing that happened. Situation then escalated, and Ming called Dickhead and threatened him to say, "You can't be running his shit for free. If I see you on the streets, I'm gonna like rob you or something." Or like I don't know exactly what was said.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna rob. Oh, come on.
Just to add to that,
Well,
AK,
I wasn't there.
just be aware
so.
that at this point we're like, I don't know, 3-4 hours of arguing and
Yeah.
butting heads.
How
deep.
how could this be 3-4 hours of arguing?
The whole day, throughout the whole day, 2 meetings.
It was a whole day.
Are you guys
But
fucking 5 years old?
Just
Like how?
to give you context, right? And everyone's already heated and already irritated with each other, so that's why, you know. Anyway, go on.
It really
That's
stems
all.
down to communication. That's the problem. One doesn't want to speak to one. One doesn't want to speak to one. It's AKSS. We're guys. We're
it's
living
kind of
under
how-
the same roof.
Yeah.
We should be fine.
What do you mean?
And
We
You're right, yeah.
we were talking all day yesterday.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
at the same time, the reason why it goes like this is because we don't really argue to solve things. We
The
go.
story wasn't quite put out there fully, right? Like you got one
Okay,
version.
go ahead.
of it.
Sorry.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So I met with Jaeger 2 days ago about me clean about his money, right? He's like, yo, I got 400K in road bills into clean. And I'm like, give it to Ming and Fanny. You know they clean. But he didn't want to. I'm not gonna sit there and argue about it, right? Like, they didn't want to, they didn't want to. It is what it is. Now, so you guys know, me and Jaeger go way back. And also, he's helped us out. Like, 2 months ago, whenever I asked for a gun, and there was no fucking guns around, would give me a gun no problem. Yeah, and it's not, this cleaning is not being done for free. He's offering us mags to do it.
How much?
How much what?
How much money were you gonna clean for him?
I don't know. Whatever the fuck he was gonna clean in the last hour, or like, in like an hour's time. I don't know. Anyway,
That's a lie,
it's not like we're doing this for free, and I would do it for free. Like, even if he wasn't giving me anything, I would still do it for free because he's helped me out in the past.
all the logists. I wasn't there. I'm finding this
right
out
now, though, you can do it.
And
I can't talk that much. I don't know much about.
now
this
the phone
shit.
call.
I wasn't here.
The phone call was done because we did just have that argument, and I said to Dick, listen, you know, I'd rather like let them know we're doing this. They don't feel some type of way about it, right? So Dick had calls them up, and in Fanny's defense, yeah, he was a bit like, you know, rubbing it in, I guess. But then he explained himself, and that's when Ming called him for him to shoot him. That's basically what happened.
Wait, so how much money did you want to get cleaned?
I don't know the exact amount. I don't know.
I mean, the issue here is it has nothing to do with resources or whatever. It just sounds like you guys were having. Basically, you were stacking too many heated conversations on top of each other, so it just ended up that eventually, when something pops off, it pops off immediately, which is just super unhealthy.
Yeah.
No, I just
doesn't
feel like
really
it was
lead
you.
anywhere.
I feel like the timing was just so bad for you guys to go talk to Jaeger about money running, about cleaning his money, right after we had such a heated and long argument about that specific topic.
The issue was with that was
Yeah.
Jaeger was waiting to
That's the
have his
problem,
fucking
Chief.
shit clean. And correct me if I'm wrong, but at that point, Forehead, they was gonna go run it, but Forehead just went up there and said, "Hey, look, I can't run it." It's like that's Ming and Fanny's thing. And then I started talking to Forehead. I said, "Hold on a second." And then that's when We both excused ourselves and was nowhere near these motherfuckers, and that's when I called you. So the whole narrative, Forehead never said nothing bad about you. I made sure, I don't know how many times to make sure I was away from everyone when Forehead and I was talking about this shit. So it's like all these accusations of, hey, oh my God, they went up, they talk shit. I mean, regardless, it don't matter. The fact that you threaten to shoot someone, I don't know.
Because you don't see that as a problem. You don't see that as some snake shit. You have some argument, and the next thing you know,
Snake
you
shit,
go
I
up
called
there.
you up. I called her up, and I was like, look, I'm doing this. Some snake shit would be
Yeah,
me
but the
just
way
be
you
like,
say it.
fuck it, I'm gonna go do this without saying nothing.
No, yeah,
That-
but I'm
that's what
talking
I
about the
said yesterday.
planning.
I'm a real guy. If I want to do a fucking money run, I'm gonna do a money run. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but what I said yesterday was,
like,
I think if a certain thing is an issue that is currently being discussed and things are very heated and sensitive, it's best not to do that one thing until that thing is resolved, right?
Yeah,
Especially
and
then
I
calling and poking around about and trying to
I
escalate a
think it's
reaction,
just
right?
it just sort of it's just kind of fucked up that someone who's not even in our group, in our core group, is more supportive of the business than you two. Because like Kevin is not part of our group. He has been taking money. He has his own clients that he could be making 15% off of. But instead of that, he's getting their money and then giving it to me, and I'm just paying him for whatever amount he paid. Like I feel like you guys could have even done that with Jaeger's, because Jaeger doesn't fuck with me and Ming.
Yeah,
It's like I mean, I already explained the reason we didn't take money from Jaeger. Like, I said it like 4 times.
I get it. I'm just
So then
using it as
why
an
even say that then?
example.
I mean, I don't know. This call group thing really rubbing me the wrong way. When was the last time you ever reached out to do anything with me, Fanny? Every time
Literally
I
a
reach
few
out
days ago doing reruns?
every time I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, let's hang out. Hey, these motherfuckers, Jaeger and Barry, fucking actively reach out to me to do shit with them. I mean, fuck, Barry got my whole weed thing started. This motherfucker helped me from the ground up. So it's like, oh, you do this, you do that. I understand we all in the house together and we doing all this shit. And it's like, if I didn't have no loyalty, then I wouldn't be like, hey, I'm gonna call you and tell you. But I mean, shit, I don't know. I've known these motherfuckers a lot longer than you, and they're fucking actively reaching out and trying to scratch my back and help me out. Same shit with my brother.
I thought I've been helping you out too.
I mean, isn't that a reason to call you
What?
though? If somebody's known you longer, surely they're gonna call you more often. Huh? I mean, you just kind of contradicted yourself.
When you had your weed problem with not getting paid, I was the first person to give you 10K to buy your shit to grow shit. How are you gonna are you gonna act like I haven't tried to be a friend?
The 10K that everyone put money towards, or
No, this is the initial 10K that I spent on my own. I didn't ask anyone else for money. I gave him 10K on my own. But I'm not
think everybody
using that
put
as
money
like a
into
fucking...
that.
No. I'm not gonna bring I don't want to bring this up as like a fucking I told you so, but like that was just me being a normal fucking friend.
Okay.
But it's just kind of shitty that you're acting like I'm a bad friend
Yeah, I
when
mean, I don't
I've
give you
tried
all
my
the
best
weed
to
for
be.
free when you're doing all the runs.
You do, which is why I'm not over here calling you a
Well,
shit
I
friend.
get, well, I know. I'm not saying you a shit friend, but you expect me not to be. You expect me just to drop everything for some motherfuckers I know for years.
No, I didn't expect you to drop everything. I expect you not to go to them right after we argue about that specific topic and then
Just say,
call
hey,
me rubbing it in my face.
No,
Is that
it
so
ain't
much
even
to
about
ask?
that. Again, you assuming the whole situation was we went up there because they was waiting for us, and we said, hey, we can't do this shit. It ain't, hey, I mean, I don't know. Listen, I ain't in high school. I mean, if something come up, I'm just gonna tell a motherfucker straight how it is.
Okay, but Dhead, why did you call her like and taunt her? Like, what was the point of that?
I mean, it wasn't taunting. It was like, look, these motherfuckers did all this shit for me. For you to just say, hey, we ain't gonna do it. We gonna charge them. I'm like, no.
Fucking little bitch.
I'm
If
gonna go.
even Forehead is saying that your tone was fucked up, then
You can be like Lovemore now, bro.
What I'm
Be
saying
silent.
is,
How
what
about
I'm
But
that?
saying-
shit, my
okay.
name's Dickhead.
Okay, when he first called, and then yes, sure, he's like, oh, guess what? I'm doing a money run with Jaeger. What we said, I don't remember exactly. Then after that, he explained himself.
Chill, Meowski. Chill, bro.
I
he
think
never said he was getting
here's the
too
thing,
max
like,
for it.
This is a really difficult topic to discuss to begin with, because you're talking about like 5 different layers of issues here that you're trying to attack. I think the reason why you guys end up talking for hours about these kind of things that can be resolved is because you're talking about 5 issues as one when they're not. These are like a couple of different issues that you need to, you need to peel them out and deal with them individually. You can't attack this whole issue as one because it's not one issue. Okay, like
It's clear, more.
number one, we have a business that's obviously causing some issues here. Like, and I'm not saying the business itself is problematic. I think it's great. I mean, you guys know I've been in support of the money running shit since you guys started. I just think that because of what the business is, it's gonna involve a lot of moving pieces. Everybody needs to at some point clean their money, so it's gonna ruffle feathers and it's gonna cause some issues. So like moving forward, if that is supposed to work, then you need to set very clear ground, not rules, but like fences that you want to work within. Like, okay, we do this for these people, but for these we do that, and you can't do this if this happens, and etc. etc. Because like this is not the last issue with this. Like, it's not. Everybody needs to clean their money. Everybody's gonna have some friend that they want to do a favor, and it's gonna cause issues, and people are gonna feel slighted. And then you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not. This issue doesn't end here. And if we want to fix this issue, we need to. You need to structure this business in a very well-mannered way because it needs a lot of structure to operate efficiently. And I know that that's not the whole issue here, but it's definitely one of the big issues.
Yeah, it will be up.
Now, a lot of the
Dead.
other issues you guys are talking about are just basically communication. Like people doing things that are seen as others as unnecessary, or not having conversations that are needed, or not talking to a person before they talk to another person. And these things are also going to happen. It's not always the easiest thing to put yourself in another person's shoes, especially not actively all the time. You can do it temporarily. For me to assume the mindset of Fanny at a certain point, or the mindset of Dhead at a certain point, is going to be near impossible. And while it's easy to feel slighted by the actions of others, you also have to understand it's very difficult sometimes to imagine and remember exactly what another person would hope that you do in that situation. I mean, it's difficult being a fucking human being, and it's more difficult to exist alongside other human beings. Like, these issues are gonna exist if you can't talk about them, because basically what you guys are doing is you're not talking about why you feel certain ways and how that could be fixed. You're explaining the issue over and over again from different point of views.
No,
like but you're never.
I actually did attempt to say how I feel yesterday. I mean, Julian, you were there, right? I did attempt to explain how I feel, and how I felt was that I'm sick of my efforts not being recognized, and I'm sick of not being treated as an individual and always being grouped up as an extension of Ming. To which Forehead then responds saying, was I lying? And Dhead then responds with saying, you know what, actually, you're right. Ming's your bitch. Everything you say, Ming goes along with.
I said that.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Okay,
So
so
that
maybe
was
like
my
if
attempt at saying how I
So
felt about
real
things.
quick, don't forget you hurled a barrage of kind of like passive aggressive insults at my brother as well during that whole conversation. So I mean, this whole tone thing, an attitude thing, it's
Having an attitude while we're
Right,
fighting?
no, I don't care. But I mean, if you got an issue with that, and then you throw in kind of like daggers back, I think that whole thing null and void, Walker.
How does that have to do with
Yeah,
what
I know.
I just said?
Well, I think.
How are
I
you
think-
avoiding
I've-
me, my
like-
request at basic respect as a human, as an individual?
Like, am I getting this wrong, Dhead, or are you saying that the reason why you're starting to do slight comments is because you feel like the conversation was initiated that way, or what?
You mean yesterday at this point?
Yeah.
The conversation at the pool? Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, my brother stood there, just got fucking. It's like, look, we ain't gonna agree on everything. I mean, that's the reality.
Okay. So in your mind, it was just reciprocation. You felt like he was getting attacked unjustly, so you defended him, no? Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, I mean, she tried to make him call her mama.
As an apology for calling
That
me
ain't no
Ming's
apology.
bitch. All right, you know what? Dhead, all Dhead does is just yell. So, Julian, you speak, since you were there.
Okay, to be honest, okay, I think yesterday, both at the lake and both afterwards at the house, it's just a constant trying to attempt to argue things to come to solutions, and instead we constant circles, and we loop back and repeat the same problems,
Okay, brother.
point the same fingers, same
This
accusations,
is what AK
and
just
repeat it
said.
over and over and over again. And in between that, there's a lot of jabs being thrown at each other, insults and remarks, and it's not very progressive, you know. And I think that's one of the main issues, because I think the problems at hand, the things we're struggling with, are actually quite simple to resolve and aren't really that big of a deal. It's just they are blown out of complete proportion because of the way we try and tackle these problems. And I think if
And
everyone just tries to calm down a bit, it'd be a lot easier to kind of pick it apart.
I'm just so sick of being blamed for group
Yeah.
actions, or just me getting singled out, blamed for Ming's actions, because to Forehead and Dickhead, apparently I'm just controlling Ming, and
So-
like we're always on the same page, which means it's a bad thing, even though even though Dickhead literally said his thoughts are Forehead's thoughts, but it's not a problem when they're on the same page, but all of a sudden it's a problem when me and Ming are on the same page. It
No,
makes
we
no
tried to
sense.
explain yesterday too that it's quite obvious for that to happen when you spend every second of the day together for a long amount of time, many hours. They're in a car doing work together. They're talking about issues in the house, talking about problems, they're talking about different scenarios. They come to solutions together. So it's going to be obvious that they're going to share
Yeah, I mean,
opinions on things. Right?
Here's the thing, Fanny. Like, they're not necessarily wrong in thinking that you guys have a unified mindset, because you do. I mean, it's like you were
No, we
saying.
do.
You guys,
We
Yes,
do,
you
because we talk.
You guys will talk about things, outside of the group, and then you will come forward with that opinion. So for the rest of the group, it will seem like you guys have a unified opinion. And I think that's
we are
fine. Like
unified,
that's
but that doesn't mean that all of his opinions and thoughts come from me. That's the problem.
Exactly. That's what
Right.
I'm trying to get to.
But yeah, no, there's better ways to kind of,
Yeah,
I guess,
and I think-
propose that you feel that way too, like towards you, I'm saying.
Yeah, that circles down back to the whole. I think the way we go about discussing problems is just very anti-productive, and it just causes frustration. People are misunderstood. Things are being said that aren't meant, and then now we're at a big thing where everyone's showing up in the meeting screaming, "Shut the fuck up!" Fuck you, this, that. It's just always gonna happen like this. So I think, like I said, the problems that we have to tackle and deal with aren't actually that big of a problem if you really look at how to solve them. They just seem like very, very big deals, which they're really not. Like you said, communicate, respect each other.
It seems like
Slow down.
you guys
a bit.
you had like 5 or 6 compounding issues that built on top
Yeah.
of each other, and then you had constant conversations about these issues. So whenever another issue arose, it became bigger than it had to be, and then that conversation sparks other problems. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point. But I don't know. So like, I'm just trying to kind of gauge, like, out of these issues that obviously are still remaining, which ones needs to be resolved and how can they be resolved? I mean,
think
like,
the main one that people seem to be upset about yesterday was Ming's conversation or call with Dickhead, which
Yeah,
of
sure,
course.
yeah.
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
that,
it
and then the
definitely
second-
wasn't being called Hazel 2.0. I mean, I've had attitude, but, being called Hazel, the man that I beat up and robbed for you, and then got kicked out of the house, and you exiled him from the goddamn group. Being called Hazel 2.0, that was not anything at all.
Okay, I'm sorry for calling you Hazel 2.0, and I would never treat you like Hazel. And I appreciate you standing up for me against him.
okay. See, that's really mature. That's fine, good job. Okay, but so.
But
I mean,
the
it's
first
not
problem that I
easy,
just listed,
isn't
no,
it?
no, that's not that. What it was, it's not that easy because, again, I just listed the problem and it switched completely onto me again.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
Like I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do here.
we can't be
I
making
just
Fanny
said
feel
the
like
problem-
this, man. Guys, Fanny has done some of the biggest sacrifices of this whole group. She washed all of our money, literally earning fucking peanuts. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
we can't be doing that shit either. Like I was very clear about this. We can never bring to the table, I've done this and you've done that. It's never gonna be a point of conversation. We can't have that mindset. It won't work. Now I'm not disagreeing with you, but we can't apply that to the conversation.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but I would just like to be treated as an equal.
Yeah, I mean,
And I just listed. You asked what problems do we still have left to be solved. I listed the problem, which is Ming and Dickhead's problem, and it got
Yeah.
flipped onto
I just
me
get shut down.
again. So fix
Well-
the fucking Ming problem, which yesterday was getting pointed at me as well, which was really fucking
Well, I
annoying
think-
because it had nothing to do with me.
I think, Fanny, what Dhead was doing was disagreeing, saying that wasn't the only issue for him. Like he felt like that issue was still standing, and then you solved that issue, which is why I said, okay, good, we can continue, right?
Okay, so continue.
Yeah. Okay, so Ming and Dhead, you guys, like, what the fuck is that all about? Like, what? How? Why did it get to that point?
Because how are you going to have a conversation about the one thing? You're going to sit there and argue for an hour or 2 hours, and then you're going to go and do the exact same thing that we just argued about 10 minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, and the reason you got so drastic is because you felt like you already tried talking about it and you couldn't get anywhere, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I would have shot him.
Okay. So, I mean, but Dhead, do you feel like maybe you were contributing to his mindset there, or like was it completely unfounded in your eyes?
What happened?
You see what I'm saying? Like, how are you supposed to talk to somebody like that?
I will say though that a lot of heated things.
Like, if I shot him, it's not like he's gonna get any fucking dumber.
No, but
I would die.
I have a feeling though that people are acting like he's already been shot. He hasn't been shot. They're words, they're threats, and they were made in the moment.
There's an easy way to fix this. Ming says sorry to Dhead for friend to shoot him. That's it. The problem solved.
What?
But that doesn't solve the problem. That doesn't solve the problem.
Because Dhead wants an apology. That's it. The problem fixed.
Yeah, but
no, but that's not how it led up to that. What about everything that led up to that?
Listen, it doesn't matter what led up to it. You're friend to shoot someone.
When you said hop in the car, let's go to the jewelry store.
All the time.
Oh, hold on. What about when you told me to get in the car, let's go to the jewelry store? I ended up sitting outside the jewelry store with a gun in my hand, shot somebody, and he calls the cops. I'm sat there with a fucking gun in my hand when the cops showed up.
I didn't call the cops. They just showed up.
You just told me you called the cops.
Yeah, because I thought it was funny.
But you
cops
didn't
just showed
do
up.
it.
Now, I didn't actually call the cops. The cops showed up. They was already circling the air. The other thing is, I was yelling, cops is here, cops is here. And that's when I took their car and I fucking blocked them in the goddamn thing. And I said, hey, man, I've been shot. I mean, I wasn't even shot.
Okay, so I mean,
so
obviously
we switch from
really
one
dumb,
problem to another problem. Like, you know what I mean?
It just seems like that aspect was a misunderstanding then, no, Ming? Or what do you feel?
A misunderstanding?
Well, I'm saying like, he obviously didn't call the cops. I mean, he blocked them in, but that wasn't the issue, was it?
No, it was him telling the cops.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
What do you mean? We are standing out there with good.
Ming, listen. Yesterday you were laughing about it. Yesterday wasn't an issue, but now all of a sudden it's an issue because you have a problem with him. You're picking and choosing when to make it an issue.
When did I not have a problem with it?
You didn't bring. Yesterday you were laughing. When I told you what he did, you were laughing. You did not bring up an issue. Now that you have a problem with him and you have to apologize to him, now you're putting on an issue that you didn't have a problem with at the time. Just bring it up now because you have a disagreement with him.
Why are we focusing on the pawn shop? That's not even what Ming was talking about.
That's what Ming brought up. That's exactly what he brought up.
Because there's an issue. That's what we're talking. Hold on a second. What's the big deal with telling the cops, Ming? Like realistically, let's hash this out.
Well,
the cops are the most. Hold on. I didn't call them. First of all, I didn't call them.
You walked over here. You said I called the cops. I'm standing outside the fucking pawn shop after I just shot somebody with a gun in my hand. What is the issue?
You're picking and choosing when to bring it up as a problem, but you are.
Yesterday, I didn't know that he called the cops.
I didn't call them. On top of them, it don't matter. The cops are the most useless motherfuckers in this whole goddamn city.
No, he called the cops.
But he just told you it was a joke.
It was a joke. So we're all having a serious conversation. He walks over and tells a joke. And I'm supposed to take him serious? You want me to apologize? Somebody walks over here and makes a joke.
It still doesn't change the fact that you're picking up you're bringing a problem when it suits you to bring a problem. Like yesterday
you were laughing. You're just twisting it again.
But I'm not twisting it. That's
you
what
are
happened.
Twisting it because the whole thing now is if he called the cops, if he 911, I'm being shot at the jewelry store or the pawn shop. That is a whole different thing than when the cops show up saying I'm being shot at.
No, but you had the problem with all of it. You had the problem with when he told the cops he's being shot at. You had the problem with that too, though.
When he called the cops.
No. When he said he didn't call the cops, right? You said you had a problem with him saying he got shot at to the cops. You still had a problem with it. Even after they say he didn't call the cops. But that's not what I'm saying. Even after they told you didn't call the cops, still had a problem with the rest of the stuff that he did. And now you find out he didn't actually call the cops. But now you have a problem with the rest of the stuff that he did.
Oh, see, I don't see
Yesterday
the
you
problem
knew about
here,
the rest
'cause
of the
Dickhead
stuff.
called the cops
But now you have a
because
problem with it when
they had a
shoot you, you have
gun
problem
inside the
with it.
pawn shop too.
All right,
yesterday
yesterday when
you
I
were
called
laughing
him
at
and
it.
told him I was going to
So
shoot him, I was joking.
it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't understand what I'm saying.
No, I was joking when I told him I was going to shoot him yesterday. It was
You're
just a
picking and
joke. It was a
choosing. You're
big
picking and
joke.
choosing a problem when it shoots you.
But this whole shit that
So
happened at the pawn shop, did
makes
you
sense,
guys have
right?
an opportunity to talk about it right after, or like?
There was no issue. Ming was laughing at this. There was no problem.
No, I'm saying like, I'm asking Ming, like, did you talk to Dickhead about the issue, or?
No, the problem, no. And the problem isn't him fucking doing what he did. When he walks over here and he tells me he calls the cops, when somebody calls the cops over to that situation, that is a problem.
Mm-hmm. It's the principle. It doesn't matter if you actually did it or not.
Yeah, but
No,
5 seconds ago you said
The
the
thing
problem
is,
with everything
Jesse,
that he did. though.
Dickhead blocked the door. So, and then he said
But
they
it
shot
doesn't
at
matter
me.
if Ming is pivoting or not.
So
I
it
don't
doesn't-
think. Like, obviously,
What
if it's like there
in
is an issue.
in my
so-
opinion, of course, it matters because he has a problem with Dickhead. Like I said like 20 times now, he's picking and choosing when for it to be a problem. If this was an actual problem that concerned him, he could have said yesterday, "Oh, Dickhead, why'd you do this?" But instead, he was fucking laughing at it. So now all of a sudden, when it suits him, it's a problem. And if no one else sees that, I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, it's just what it is.
I was just joking.
Yeah, but
That's funny.
Bro, these motherfuckers are so childish,
He
bro.
gets it. It's funny.
yeah, you guys have the same humor. That's great. I mean, the reason I'm saying it doesn't matter is because it doesn't matter that he pivots. What matters is why he's doing it, if that's the case. Like, if you have a problem with Dickhead that's deeper than that, then that needs to get figured out. Like, that's my point. But this whole pawn shop ordeal, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, again, like, listen, guys, I don't show up for one weekend because I don't show up on weekends. I come back, I'm sick, and over the weekend, somehow you guys have created more issues than we've ever seen ever. So this is like 100% something compounded. Like, all of this is stemming from issue number 1. And then issue number 1 has been intensified because you guys had the option to intensify it by issue number 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are issues right now because you guys wanted issues. And when I say you guys, I mean literally everyone.
No,
So
chill,
you-
okay, no. It seems like it's Dickhead and Forehead versus Fanny and Ming. That's what
Okay,
it's like.
and then what? And then
Yeah, I
and then
think
what?
so too.
Dickhead is on Forehead side, and then it's Fanny Ming, and then it's 2v2. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's what it seems like at the
I
moment.
think everyone's trying to mediate and trying to share their opinions
Yeah.
and stuff on stuff to come to like an agreement on a broader scale, right?
Okay.
I think that's also why yesterday the people that we spoke about before were also trying to mediate and help and played a good part in that, like Peter and like Future, for example. And
Okay, I
Jack
mean-
even as well.
So what is this then? Just a classical, like, you guys being angry at each other, and then you guys talking individually, and then coming together with those opinions, and then that causing more friction. Is that what's happening?
That's what it seems like. Yes.
I'm hungry.
Or
I don't think
angry? Was
food,
that?
sorry.
Is that why that happened?
No, right now.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a hangry issue. Very common.
Okay. Like the fucking the conclusion, how I see it, is that there are 3 problems, right? The first problem is that Ming threatened to shoot Dickhead, which can be seen as an in the heat of the moment type thing and bad timing. The second problem is that which me and Ming have, is that Dickhead and Forehead went to go make a deal with Jaeger immediately after having a 2-hour argument about that exact topic. And then the third problem, which is my own problem that I still haven't gotten a response on, is me not being seen as an equal to Ming. Because just because we have a unified mindset doesn't mean we're the same person without our own thoughts. Because clearly Forehead and Dickhead they're unified as well, but they don't get shit for one of
Son,
them
unit.
influencing the other's mindset or one of them changing the other person.
Didn't you just say
Like-
that Dickhead was arguing against me in the car yesterday the whole time, then he switched all of a sudden?
You
Yes.
guys
I
argue all
mean,
the time. though, so that's
the
not
other
fair.
thing is that there's something you said in there. I don't think Forehead or I see you as less than. I mean, I don't think you're not equal than anyone. I think that's kind of crazy.
I don't think anyone said that.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact is, you and Ming got the same mindset. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But nobody thinks you're less than.
Then how does that mean I'm influencing him? Because we have the same mindset. Where does that come from?
Okay, how does you influencing him mean that you're less than him? How does that make sense?
No. We're moving on from the less than. If I'm not less than, right? Let's agree on that. I'm not less than him.
Profile.
Why
I think everyone agrees on that.
Okay, we agree on that. So why does Ming's mindset have to be my words? Why are you saying that all of Ming's thoughts come from me?
What do you guys disagree on?
We literally
that's
disagreed
not,
when Forehead.
hold on, that's not what she's asking. She's asking like even if they don't disagree on something, why is it that you think that she's the one influencing him and not the other way around? That's what she's asking.
I mean, I said this yesterday, right? Like we don't have a meeting the other day, and I'm speaking to Ming, and then Ming wouldn't even respond to me because Fanny's speaking for him every time.
I don't know if you can tell, but Ming's pretty fucking quiet, and I'm pretty talkative.
Okay, well let him speak. You know, like.
Okay, Ming, speak. If you want, like, what?
What the fuck am I supposed to talk about?
No,
Yeah,
well, no,
what?
I'm not
This
talking
is
about
my
right
problem.
now. I'm talking about when I'm asking him a question and I'm speaking directly to Ming.
At the
and he
example,
doesn't even have a
said.
chance to respond. You respond for him. That's what I'm talking about.
Because the problem has to do with me too.
Yeah, but no. I was literally speaking to Ming.
I mean, I don't know what was said specifically. I don't know if it was said that...
This has been a thing for like the past 2 fucking months that I've had to deal with. Just constantly, Forehead always saying, oh, Fanny changed Ming. Boo fucking who. This whole thing is just fucking annoying. Like, is Ming not his own person who can make his own
BJ,
decisions?
shut
Do you not
up.
remember when I fucking
I know,
tackled you
okay.
over Chris King and Ming took your side over mine? Like, we each have our own thoughts.
I think I'm not saying you guys don't have your own thoughts, but saying that somebody influenced somebody else is, I think, acceptable.
I mean, is it strange that someone would have an influence on someone else?
Yeah,
Is that
I don't
really,
think it's strange. I don't think you guys are taking this the wrong way. I don't think that's a strange thing to do. I mean, I think you take it
Well,
a
yeah,
little
but
bit out of
when you say it like that, it's normal. But when you use it against somebody, it's
I mean,
using
it was a
a
problem
negative
yesterday,
You're
right?
saying it in a
connotation,
way where it sounds like I'm brainwashing him or some shit.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, like I said before, right? Whenever I'm trying to fucking speak to Ming and ask him questions, and all I hear is you speaking back to me. I mean, it's like, well, like what's going on, you know?
What do you mean what's going on? What's going on is me trying to stand up for him because he's quiet.
Yeah, but why do you have to stand up for him? Like, listen. I've known Ming for a long time. I can speak to him. You don't have to stand up for him. You don't have to feel like you have to stand up for Ming.
But I also don't have to shut the fuck up when I have
I know
something
what-
to say.
But no one's saying you have to shut the fuck up. All I'm saying is you should let Ming speak.
So basically, you're telling me to shut the fuck up when I have something to say.
Yeah, well, if I'm speaking to Ming and I'm asking Ming questions, I want him to respond to me. I mean, what's so hard to understand about this?
why is this an
There was
argument over
one-
me speaking or not?
Yeah, what?
But I think the issue is here though as well that the problem that is being discussed is something that they both have shared interest in and investment in. It's both their problem. So, and I feel like if Ming had a problem with her speaking up about something that they clearly agree on already, he would speak up. He's done it very many times in the past. If he disagrees, he wouldn't let someone just speak for him. So I think him being quiet is also kind of like a silent approval, you know? Whatever
Yeah, and
she's saying.
it's not a problem when I'm speaking to Forehead and the dickhead speaks up for Forehead. Like, it's only a problem when I do it.
And I'm sure if Fanny's wrong, he would address that and correct her. He has never done it in the past, like where he hasn't done that, you know? As far as I know, I've now known him for a very long time.
I think the thing is, like, if we're talking about the logical aspects of this, like what is actually happening and what isn't, like, Fanny, you do have a tendency of like when let's say I'm having a conversation with Ming in this context, and then you feel like something isn't being said, then you feel the need to say something, and I get that.
Yeah.
I'm also like that sometimes. But I think because you do that, it can sometimes leave the implication that you're talking for him when that happens. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like, at the same time, Ming doesn't speak a lot.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
like
yeah,
that too,
absolutely.
to be honest.
But
I agree.
But I think sometimes, like, if someone is like asking for something specific and then they're getting it given by someone else, then they're not given what they're asking for, and that can be frustrating. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but the one time that he directly asked me a question and I interrupted, well, that's all. It was just one time yesterday,
Yeah.
where it was directly
it's
to
not
Ming.
one time. That's the one time I called it out.
That was the one time that you specifically said Ming,
But
where I
no,
interrupted.
that's the one time I actually called it out. I said,
But
you know,
if you've
that's
only
the
called it out
time I've
one
called it.
if you've only called it one time and that's
Yeah,
all
but
she
I don't
knows,
even.
then how?
Yeah, okay, but I don't know what this problem is. I mean, it is
I
what
just
it is,
explained
right?
it for so long. What do you mean it is what it is? It's not. It is what it is.
I mean, what is the problem? Because I don't even know what we're speaking about at this point. I'm gonna be real.
She's
Is there
saying
even a
that it
point
makes
for me
her-
to
it
keep
makes-
going?
She's saying that it makes her feel insignificant, that she just get diminished to
I'll be honest,
something
Shada,
less than her own
I don't
person.
see this
And the
coming
same for
back.
me.
Huh?
That's what
I
she
don't
said.
think. Okay, listen.
I think the damage has been done.
I don't think anyone
I
views her as less than her own person.
don't see this
we've
group
moved
being
on.
the same.
I
ever
agree.
again.
Right, okay, so what-
I've taken it. I don't like Ming being seen as being influenced by me and not as someone who can make his own fucking decisions and who disagrees with my decisions sometimes too.
But both of those things can coexist, no?
Yeah, I don't see it.
What?
I mean, the thing is, it was
Like
never an issue
you can
before.
influence someone, and they can still have their own opinions about.
Problem
things.
is, like, there's no
Yes.
end
If you
discussion.
hang out with someone, obviously,
Not-
like.
No,
you're
I
gonna
agree
influence
with
that
you.
person.
Yes, I agree with you, but I don't like it as being used as like an attack on us.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
I
do
mean,
wanna
if it's
say,
used
though-
in a negative connotation, then that's a problem.
Even
sure.
before
Yeah, like-
Fanny was around, and you know, I was around Ming, there's been a lot of times where Ming and I would talk about things, agree upon certain stuff, or talk through scenarios, and then when the time comes to talk about it in a group setting, there's been a lot of times over the many years that I would speak for him, kind of like how Fanny has been doing naturally, and it's always been a time when if something I say that's wrong or incorrect or he disagrees with, he'd speak up, but it's never been an issue before. And now when someone else is doing it, it's, I mean, maybe it's the way that maybe she argues with things. I don't know what it is, but I'm the same way though. I talk to people quite often without even meaning to, just because I'm passionate about stuff, you know?
We know, bro.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Ming's his own person, right? He can speak up if you know, say something that's incorrect. But we didn't got to handhold Ming in his way of communicating. And if he does it, you know, if he does it through somebody in this way, who gives a fuck?
Okay, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if Warhead doesn't see kind of this, then like
No, I agree.
it is gonna be difficult. Like, I mean, I can see, I understand. I think why both parties feel a certain way about it, but
Problem is, AK,
I-
how do we come back from this?
Well, what I said yesterday was I was just simply asking for respect. That's it. As like a person, you don't need to, like it's just. I'm tired of Ming's decisions that you guys don't agree with being taken as decisions that are quote unquote brainwashed by me.
okay. I mean, that's a fair request, no?
Yeah.
Fuad?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but then I think the problem is like, okay, when she just says that, right? I think the problem is when somebody tries to argue with me about it, then I think it's when you talk, right? When you speak up about it.
Yeah, I
So
think when they
so
address him
I-
when
directly,
they
That's
address
fair, no?
you, I'll just be
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
no?
I
I'm a
agree. I
fault for
think that
that
would
too.
solve a lot.
Yeah, I do the same thing, and I'll work. You know, I'll watch that as well because oftentimes when Ming gets addressed as something that I've been involved in, I would speak up before he gets a chance to too. But that's also on me.
I mean, how if someone doesn't talk a lot, how are they start talking if someone speaks for them? You know, so.
Yeah.
But I think like from what I'm hearing, I understand that what is being done and said is feels like a dig at you, Fanny, and I probably would take it the same way. So I totally sympathize with it. But I don't think that's the intention, even though it's being put that. But even if it was at the time and it was being done spiteful because there was other compounding issues, we can leave that shit at the door. And it doesn't have to be like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, what concerns me is you say you felt like it's been like this for months, and I mean, me personally, I don't think I've ever like bundled you guys up like that. Like, sure, you guys spend time together, but
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's
I've
never-
just heard it a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I mean, but if that's the case, then I mean, it's important that we acknowledge that and make sure that doesn't happen. I mean, it's that simple, really. If that's something that is a problem, obviously, then it's just the reason I'm like a bit surprised.
I mean, I can agree on that. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I'm a bit surprised is because it's like you've never talked to me about this, for example. So I feel like
Yeah, but it could be
Me
one of
too.
those things that just kind of builds up over time as well.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not trying to like what's the word? Like I'm not trying to diminish your issue or say that it doesn't exist, because obviously it does. But that's why it was surprising for me. But I mean, yeah, I just think that if you leave him room to talk and people think about how they talk to each other in general, just find act with decency with each other. But I feel like even like going into this conversation, like a lot of you guys were really flustered, and I assume that has to do with because you guys have been arguing like all weekend, and that's fine. It's just that if you're not in a mindset where you're trying to solve things, then things are never going to get solved. Then you're just here to argue, and it's just it doesn't help. But I don't know. I feel like ultimately I think this has been a constructive conversation. I feel like we get somewhere, no?
100%. I don't like that it has to be AK who addresses this, because it seems that like there's a divide. And
But Fanny, sorry Lovemore, but Fanny, how do you feel about it? Like, do you feel like there has been anything constructive about this, or do you feel like the issue's still there, or like do you want to
yeah, okay,
because now it's been said, and I feel like if it can be applied, then it can be solved. But just assuming that something's going to get fixed right at the meeting is unrealistic too.
No, I'm good.
Are you though? Like, it doesn't sound like you're good.
No, I am good. I'm just hungry right now. Really hungry.
Okay, yeah.
Like actually
Fair
really
enough.
hungry right now.
Okay.
That was like a hint, by the way.
Yeah, I totally
Like-
get it.
That was a hint. Like
Yeah.
is
Does anybody have food?
yeah, does anybody have food?
I got
No.
water. You want some water?
No,
I'll
no,
cost
Why
no,
do you
thank
always
you.
do that?
Okay. Thanks.
Lovemore, why do you always do that?
What?
When someone needs food, you give them water.
I sometimes
stay
drink a lot of water
hydrated,
to
yeah.
suppress my hunger.
Actually,
I
water can
agree.
keep you full when you're hungry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it can. That and snooze, it's really imba.
Okay, so
But-
since everything is fine, I think we need to discuss the first thing that Ming brought up. AK?
Okay. The whole group shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to give you an answer in the same meeting. I don't operate like that, number one. I have to think about it. I definitely have concerns. I think building a group based on the fact that you want to get the bigger house and expand it can be great, but it can cause a lot of issues for sure. I don't really know the personalities of these people. I don't know how they operate. I don't know anything about them really. And that can be great, but it can also be really bad. So I have to kind of consider the variables here and see what's good.
Do you think it would
What-
help if we met up with the people who are potentially joining?
I mean, we can't do a play date. That shit's gonna be awkward as hell.
Okay.
So I think I just have to kind of leverage. The thing is, like, I don't know necessarily if I personally care about the allocation of resources on that level. Like, I don't know if that's my goal personally. But I don't know if that necessarily matters. So I have to think about that.
Well, what is your goal?
I think my goal is that I want to operate something, whether it's with my group or something that I do by myself, that I can do because of who I am, and that's efficient because of what I'm good at. And I want to be able to kind of elevate that, whether that is like a business or an operation or stuff like that. I'm not what I can tell you what I'm not interested in, and it's like I'm not interested in rolling up on people's turfs and emptying their pockets and doing a little loser dance. I would do that all the time when I was a cop. It was epic. But nowadays, not really interested in that.
I mean, you
So
wouldn't have to, right?
I'm not out here trying to form respect. I don't need respect from anyone. So that shit I don't care about at all.
I think for your your goal of wanting to operate something bigger, that you're good at and that you can specialize in, I think, just from my perspective, it would benefit with a larger group to help you achieve that, as well as some of the people that we're considering adding, such as Kevin. I think he could really advance your goals in that regard, I think.
Yeah, I think we talked quite a lot. I think let's allow everyone to kind of just think on things. We're all, I think, in agreement now. Let's move forward in a healthier way. Let's slow down a little bit when it comes to the talking about stuff and making decisions. And then I think it'll be a lot better.
This whole decision making I'm gonna have to think about for a day or two, and then I can give you my thoughts. I'm not necessarily against it, but I have to consider my options and kind of what that is. And then I think at some point we should also talk about what people's goals are in general. I mean, I think we talked about it at some point, but it was kind of unclear back then. So it would be good to talk about it. But I just want to make something clear, like, when these kind of issues that come up that did this weekend, they need to be dissected and assessed as they come up. They can't compound like this. This kind of conflict that arose during the weekend is something that should have been happening over the course of a week, not fucking 3 days. I know time moves fast, especially here, but like, take a chill pill and, you know.
Chill pill.
A calm approach, I think, fixes most things.
Okay, what about this can't shine gang? What are they called?
Oh, Kanashiro.
Can of syrup.
Okay, I did need to talk to you about that, Forehead. So I did some like fake damage control for the sake of our business. It was all fake. You can feel free to do whatever you want to do, but I just told him, I was like, oh, I heard, like, I haven't talked to Forehead yet, but I heard he didn't know that it was you guys. That's what I said. And I don't really know what the fuck they're planning,
I actually didn't know. It was just sanitation workers, you know?
Yeah, right? They have like so many fucking people that we've never even heard of.
I kind of linked him up because they called RJ on the truck, tried to press him over it, thinking he was involved.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing, right? Like, now, I understand, like, you know, we were out there, we were, I wouldn't say robbing people, I would say more like scamming people, right? Like with me, Jack, whoever they're scanning their fucking back of their truck with a chopping device. Then it's contaminated and we have to confiscate the items, right? I get it, right? They pulled up, they fucking smacked us in the head, took our stuff, whatever, right? At that point, it's like, you know, you live in the game, that shit happens, right? Like, you know, it comes with it. It comes with a lifestyle, you know what I mean? I expect that shit to happen. Not a big problem. The problem I had was they took my phone and they took my chip, and then I spoke to Vinny, and apparently they did the same shit to them, and they like to gather information about people. So they mostly went through my phone and put my chip into their fucking tablet, looked at all of the shit that we have.
Yeah.
They must know a fuck ton of shit about us.
Yeah,
that's where the problem is. If that part never happened, I would have no issue. See what I'm saying?
I mean, if these motherfuckers doing this, then we can't operate with them. It doesn't matter how good it is for the business.
No, basically, for my thing, what I lied about was I was just like playing dumb, pretty much, and they, like, the only business that we would do is that they give us money to clean. That's it. But I think we should.
But
I don't know.
if they're doing that shit, why would we do business with them at all?
For us to make money only?
No, I disagree with you. I think business is business. I used to sell people guns from it when I was at war with them, you know? As long as it makes money, it makes money.
Yeah, that's a different story, I think.
What?
I mean, at the end of the day, you're the person that got susceptible to it, and it's your guys' business. So if you guys agree on that, that's what we do. I don't see the issue with that.
So you want to go roll out as a 6 AK, shoot him and dance on him?
That's not what I want to do. What I want to do.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
What I want to do. What I want to do is I want to do the same exact thing they did to us. I want to kidnap one of them, I'll take their chip. I want to look for this shit, take their phone, look for this shit, and then give it back to them. If they have a problem with it, they have a problem with it. Tell them, you know.
We're even.
Exactly.
Besties did it.
Okay, but like this is what I'm talking about right here. Like, if you guys are operating with these guys and Forehead wants to run their ships, that's fine as long as it's communicated. Like easy. Now you guys are aware of it. If you have a problem with it, you say it now. Otherwise, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, I do have a question. Vinny, we were talking to Vinny outside the house, and Vinny said that Kaneshiro is affiliated with Jaeger.
And
I do know that, but like at the end of the day, like I don't care. I don't, like listen, I respect Jaeger, I like Jaeger, but it's like, you know, I've been wronged, so I'm not gonna sit there and fucking not do something back, you know.
yeah, Fanny also said that he spoke
And
to
then-
Jaeger at that time, and Jaeger agreed that he can do whatever because it's none of his business.
It's not really. It's also not really Jaeger's thing. Jaeger's crew is the guild.
So they did this to you because what happened at the
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
phone
listen.
shop?
Yeah. No. They did this because okay. We were going out to sanitation trucks and pretty much scamming them, right? We're pretending to be like some type of cargo security fucking
an epic
right.
Forehead business.
Yeah, just no more forward business, right? So I would go out there and then Jack would get the chop scanning tool and he would scan the back of their fucking truck and it would go beep beep and it would be like, this thing is contaminated. So we'd take the stuff out. We'd tell them we gotta take this to the lab to get it examined. Obviously we took it to the house to, you know, keep it, right? But what I'm saying is they pulled and it'd be like, this thing is contaminated. So we'd take the stuff out. We'd tell them we gotta take this to the lab to get it examined. Obviously we took it to the house to, you know, keep it, right? But what I'm saying is they pulled up, they smacked the fuck out of us, robbed us. Again, that's the risk we're taking doing this shit, right? Like it is what it is. I'm not gonna go and fucking go shoot them over it, you know? But the problem I had already explained is they took our fucking phones and chips and gathered information.
That's the line you don't cross. You're right.
Okay. I mean, Ming or Fanny, like, do you guys have any issues with him doing this? Like, is that gonna pose a problem for your business?
Nah, I don't give a fuck, bro. Go rob him.
Okay.
I mean, the
easy
thing is,
else.
if they still want to do business, like if they want to bring us money, I'm not gonna say no. I'm still gonna take it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
of course. I'm not
free
saying
money,
say
you know?
no. I'm not saying say no to it. That's not what I'm saying. I just want to go take their chip, take their phones, do the same,
get
get
back,
information on them,
So,
and then give it back to them.
your money running thing, is it still just you two doing it?
Sorry, I didn't mean to speak for you. My bad.
What?
I didn't mean to speak for Fanny. My bad.
Don't do that,
what?
Ming, please. Please don't do
Okay.
He
that.
knows what he's doing.
Don't be doing that. It's unnecessary as hell.
Yeah, Ming's
It's,
just an
uh,
extension of me. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not just them two though. It's been there since the beginning to help them out, gathering clientele, and then we have Kevin for the other storm helping out, organizing things, and he kind of does what Fanny does in his own way. And then we have CG as an
yeah.
extension to help out promote business through.
Yeah, but
various
who's doing the
needs.
runs?
The running
Me
is
and
them
Ming.
too, and I'll be there to help
Okay.
if the newbie.
I actually did some with Peter yesterday as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's good for that.
Okay. Yeah, maybe, I mean, I don't know, how much volume can you guys handle? Do you guys need to scale up the people that are running, or?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's not too bad now. I mean, honestly, now you can run 22,000, 21,000 at a time. Pretty-
Okay.
Yeah, instead of 5K.
Oh wait, do you know about that or no?
Yeah, I think that happened like Thursday or something when I was around still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's when we were
21,000 's not
robbing
bad.
someone, yeah.
Way
yeah, we
better
robbed,
than making 250 a run.
Yeah, I mean, with the scale up, it's probably fine, right? But how many clients do you guys logically get?
Probably like 5 a day, right?
Okay.
I mean, that one day we made about 150K together.
Damn,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, in one day. That's profit too.
And
Very
what your
nice.
plan is to approach people and basically sell them protection, and if they don't buy it, then you go rob them.
It's not to sell them protection. I think it's more if you see somebody doing a money run, I'm just gonna rob them.
Yeah, but
Because
that's,
then
I mean,
what?
it's just funny. I proposed this idea like I was, before you guys arrived, I was saying that you guys should be doing this, and it turns out you guys are, so that's why it was.
Oh, asking
You know
for
how, like-
payment for
well-
not getting robbed?
You know how, like, back in the days, the mafia would go to restaurants and say, hey, pay for protect. And then if they didn't pay for the protection, they would smash up their shop and then claim insurance money because they had the insurance businesses, etc. etc. It's kind of the same thing.
It's kind of similar, yeah.
Mhm.
But instead of them doing the run, we'll just do it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the
And I mean-
I get your idea, but the difficult part with that is that we're not the ones who are actually doing the robbing. Like we haven't robbed anyone. It's just been CG.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I mean, but we have other people that are willing to do that part, right?
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
been very effective, by the way. The other storm, there's barely any money when it's around. I've spent quite some nights with Rami helping him out with Peanut, hitting him constantly. They stopped running over there. They now do it over here instead. And the few people that are smart have gone through Fanny now instead of trying to be, doing it themselves. So
Yeah, I
I
actually
mean,
heard from I heard from Future that Manor is doing their runs right now.
Okay. I mean, a threat has to be created for people to want to use your service. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
but I think that's good. I think that's smart. It's a good way to scale the business. Should work in theory, but it could also ruffle a lot of feathers. People could get really upset about this.
Yeah, we've I think we should tell everyone in the group. But who was it? Was it Julian or basically yesterday we had a conclusion of who we should not rob or like just stay
Yeah.
away from and just let them do their
Mhm.
thing. It's a Hydra, Jaeger, and who else?
So
I
it's
forget.
Jaeger, CG, and Hydra.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess.
And,
just
and
them.
amongst the Jaeger lineup is also Barry.
But Jaeger, you just gotta consider the guild. I
Yeah.
don't care about no
Okay, whoever in the
canned
guild.
syrup gang, whatever the fuck. Like,
Yeah, pretty much the whole Polito
yeah,
circus.
the guild, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there are individuals that you guys were talking about the Vagos yesterday and how you can rob the Vagos, but me, I
yeah.
personally would not rob the Vagos, just myself.
There's a few
You guys
individuals that
feel
have
free.
their personal ties, and they don't want to be involved in robbing those individuals, but others are,
I mean, just be
Yeah, yeah.
smart. Like,
Yeah.
just be smart. Like, it's so easy to
Listen, guys, I'll be real.
burn shit.
I'll be real. Like, listen, Robin, I'm all down for this idea. I think it's a good idea. We should do that. Only problem we have one gun with one mag.
Yeah.
So once we lose that mag, we're left there with fucking nothing. See, so you gotta keep that in mind. You don't want to fucking go ahead and rob a big fucking crew who has multiple guns,
Yeah.
and then we're fucking looking
Well-
like morons.
Also, there's another thing to keep into account as well. There's now going to be weapons out there on the streets from civilians. So there's going to be a lot of guns around. So we'll stumble upon those.
Wait,
That's
wait,
gonna be a
pause,
good or a
pause.
bad thing.
Sorry, pause. What do you mean we have one gun with one mag?
I mean, we got 4 guns. We can only use one because we have
okay,
one mag.
okay. Sorry, I was making sure.
Yeah.
Continue.
So there's going to be a lot of guns out there. So I'm sure we'll find some. We just need to be very tactical as how we approach it. Because we cannot be the ones losing ours while everyone else has theirs. You understand? So I think once we start gathering more civilian weapons out there and adding to our arsenal, then it can be a little bit more, I don't want to say reckless, but, But yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't know if they're out there yet or if they're going to be, but I got a thing on my fucking text.
I
here,
mean,
dude.
I think when it comes to like making these deals with people doing money runs, it's always better trying to talk to people and set up the deals than go straight to robbing them. It's fine ruffling feathers, and you shouldn't give a fuck. But in the same breath, like you ruffle too many feathers, then 4 months down the line, you're gonna be fucked.
Yeah, we haven't really done shit, to be honest. And like, I don't think we're gonna be going out of our way to specifically target money runners. It's mostly just like if we bump into them,
Yeah.
You just gotta keep in mind, like,
I think it's a good
again,
idea.
Yeah, it is. You just gotta keep in mind if that person is someone that, like, I don't know, maybe it might be too much to deal with. Because you only have one gun with one mag, and maybe better off not
Yeah.
robbing them,
Oh yeah, I let someone go recently. It was gonna be my first robbery, but I couldn't do it.
How much is this property that you guys were talking about before?
You
they're
want before or
1.1
after
million.
tax?
Like 1.1 mil after tax, no?
Yeah.
1.1 mil.
But
What
it is
Oh, it's
like
this one.
AK. It is
We've been
massive.
inside. You want to see pictures? I got
It
photos
is
for you if you want to see them.
It is ridiculously big.
This might be a dumb question, but would it not be smarter to buy multiple properties instead of just one
Yes, it
big
would.
one?
Well,
Yes,
that's.
it will.
I mean, that's what I was kind of thinking too. Like, we could get the big one, or that other one we were looking at.
Yeah, the
Uh,
storefronts. It's all one
yeah.
building though. But it's
So,
like
yeah, I know,
cutting
but
3.
okay, yeah. So you got Southside Power Street 9, right? And then there's all the other buildings that are connected to it that you could buy.
7, 8, and 9 on the Power Street. So it's 2 storefronts, which is the same as the big building on the other side. It's just cut in half. So there's 3 properties in one roof, essentially.
I think $1 million for that property is probably a waste of money, no? Like, what do you even need all the space for?
And if we were ever to get raided, we are fucked because it's all in one building.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. It looks like a cool building.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the property that I purchased is the best bang for your buck when it comes to the amount of size you purchase. Like, I've shown people. I showed it to Kay. I showed it to various people, and they were all like, "Holy shit! I guess yeah, this is the one." And there's a few more of them available in Mirror Park. It's 420k after tax, and
Yeah, but Mirror
it's
Park's not gonna
big.
be the move with fucking can of cereal over there.
I mean, a lot of people are there though. I mean, I wouldn't really give a fuck.
Wait, how many houses does Weeb Gang have there?
I think 3, 2 massive ones and 1 smaller one in between.
Which
They're
gang?
all in the one corner. Can of syrup. And Hydra is on the cul-de-sac.
And so what you're saying, trying to stay in the south side, Ming, or?
I think so, yeah.
We'd want to take over an area, yeah.
Because
Well, the
I
only thing
think
is,
at
I mean,
least-
our turf's a little show though, and I don't know if you guys want to change that.
I mean,
but I think it's a
There's
good.
no. Well, here's something else to consider. There's no properties available from Little
Yeah.
Seoul. So
if we repay
maybe-
you, there'll be
probably-
more.
maybe in
will
the
probably
future though,
come.
right?
Yeah. So which is why
Yeah,
I think
but-
like putting all your eggs in one basket seems a bit dumb.
Yeah,
no?
but yeah, in a way, yeah. But at the same time, if we buy that building now, the value of it is only going to increase over time.
Yeah,
True,
I'll give you an
but
example.
the value is
Okay.
only realized in a couple of months when people can afford to buy it at an upsold value.
So here's the thing, right? I heard this. From what I heard, there's multiple groups eyeing that property trying to buy it.
Yeah. I've been telling a few groups.
So it's like either we decide like
Jeffrey, are you giving me shit too,
we
bitch?
rush for it and we buy it, or
We
we,
won't win
wait for a better property to go for sale.
We will not win that race.
And I don't think at this moment in time, I mean, unless we sell assets like houses, I don't think we can afford it in a reasonable
even
time.
even if we hypothetically built $1 million, and that property was bought at that point, then we have $1 million to divide into more properties. Which I mean
you're not wrong.
you're talking about like percentual increase of properties, but if we're talking percentage, then multiple assets with multiple percentages will be better over time than one big property. But I understand it's not only about the value, obviously.
It is a very nice property though. Like it is nice.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have.
I mean, it looks cool. I'm just like, it's a bit big, no? Like,
It's really big. It's huge.
But that also comes down to with more space, with what you're talking about, right? Having your own
Nah.
kind of
Nah.
thing, what you wanted to do. It kind of,
Section.
you see what I'm saying? It gives
Yeah.
you more space to do your shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a couple of houses in one.
What happens when we have 10 people in the same house
Well,
wanting to build
here's
their
my-
own thing inside that building, and then when you enter the building, your brain gets destroyed because you can't be in there anymore.
Yeah, the house is that big. It is that
I
big.
don't think that one building like that is gonna match, for example, what happens
Here we
now
go.
in the
1
South
mil, bruh.
Because I feel like just walking around past Mosley's is more taxing than any
I'm
property
gonna
could
admit
ever trump up, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Good shit.
it's
Unless you're
something to
higher Fanny,
consider.
but-
Woody, thank you, my boy.
I was just curious to
Hello,
hear kind of
everybody.
the mindset on it, like why and how. But for me,
Bro, you just
this
missed all
whole,
the
bigger
juiciness of
grouping, I
this
have to think
combo.
about it.
Let's calm down now.
And I'll get back to you guys on
Gingerbread
that, what I
race.
personally feel about it.
There's one more thing I get to add to that for you to like think about too. An idea we came up with was that people that are close to us, like associates, workers, whatever you want to name them, for the of course the core group to be in the big estate, and for those workers to operate out of the cul-de-sac in one of the existing properties.
Was he nice to me, Chad, or was he calling me a bitch?
So then, for example, if we have
Be
people selling
honest.
weed, Ford can just restock the building. He can check every morning. Okay, we have this many bricks left, whatever. You can just restock the house so the workers can go and access it and work
No,
out of that
for
you know,
it's-
as an operating base.
Convo.
I think I don't know, maybe this is crazy, but I think ultimately having the most random fucking property in the middle of nowhere that only one person
Yeah,
has
actually
access to,
simp, huh?
where we put
Okay, I
all
got
our
it.
most valuable shit. I think
take
that's the
that.
move long
Yo,
term.
guys, is anything important left? Because the future has Mary and JJ's phone and tablets. I gotta go.
I think we're done.
We need
We're just
backup.
talking.
All right, AK, get some rest, feel better, okay? And when
I
you're
will
back,
accept the apology if you promise me that.
Okay, fuck it. Take
Wait,
a
wait, yeah?
get